Alright, before we get started in this video, I want to introduce you to the executive producer and director of this video. He's pretty hard at work, as you can see. What do you think, bud? Should we get on with it? Alright, let's do it.
We're not filming this! Move!
You puke on my keys too?
If you think it's a girl, raise your hand.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, friends. It's been a while since we posted a video.
Last video, we shared that we were pregnant and we got up through 18 weeks.
Congratulations, you guys are pregnant.
So in this video, we want to share what has happened since then and share the news of our wonderful arrival. In the first trimester, it was pretty rough. A lot of nausea, and it started getting better around 17 or 18 weeks. We were really excited to find out the gender at our anatomy scan. So I had to roll over to both sides, and finally we got the picture. We found out that it is a
Boy!
boy.
I think we were about 90% sure that it was a girl. We had girl names picked out. We thought girl names were easy.
So once we found out it was a boy, we had to do some brainstorming on the names. And spoiler, we didn't have a name for a while. After the anatomy scan, we both had the day off work. And so we decided it'd be good to go get brunch and celebrate.
Where are we at?
Cafe Hollander.
And what are we celebrating?
Baby day. And then go do some registering.
So we went off to Bye Bye Baby.
Yeah, we probably did like half of it because it's quite overwhelming. In the end, we kept it reasonable.
Before we knew it, it was October and Halloween, and we were working our way through the second trimester. Looking good.
Not quite as big as a pumpkin yet.
That's the best Halloween costume I've ever seen.
Mike and his friends enjoyed some beer as well. Jamie ate candy.
Are you eating the candy?
Just a sweet tart. Nobody wants these anyway. The weekend after, we took our baby moon, or our last big trip, I guess, before the baby, and we went down to the Florida Keys.
Before we knew it, it was Thanksgiving, and we were getting the family together at the Hams.
At this point, though, for Thanksgiving, my belly was so big that I thought I could eat a ton. I was looking forward to the stretchy maternity pants and being able to pig out as much as I wanted, and I got so full and so uncomfortable because all the sun and the baby took up all the room, and I have no room left in my stomach.
We went and got our Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving.
So for Christmas this year, I was very excited to get a tree because for many Christmases, we were anxiously waiting to have a baby, and this year he was coming sooner than we thought, but we wanted to get the house all decorated, and it was one of the best Christmas times we've had in a long time. Things were going smoothly until week 28. I'd had swelling for a few days. They made me go into labor and delivery because they were worried about preeclampsia. So that was the beginning of our first hospital visit of many. Luckily, my blood pressure, it was high when we got there, but after a few hours, it came down and the blood test looked good, so everything was good. I just had to go back to the doctor a week later. Me and Katie had a joint shower thrown by my mom and sister, Abby, and it was an amazing shower, so I was very relieved that I wasn't admitted to the hospital and everything was good and we were able to go to that. We're opening baby presents.
We've got so many great friends and family who came out for the show.
It was just amazing to see how many people were so excited for both me and Katie, and you know, the amount of stuff we got was just amazing. I couldn't wait to start decorating the nursery and put everything away, and it was really getting real for us. The next day, Katie was still in town after the shower, so we were going to do something fun after my doctor's appointment. That morning we had a non-stress test where they hook me up to the machine and they watch the baby's heart rate and make sure that he's moving and having a good heartbeat. Unfortunately, at that appointment, my blood pressure was so high they sent me to the hospital again for labor and delivery. There was a chance at that point that we were going to have to deliver. I was 29 and a half weeks, almost 30 weeks, which was pretty scary because that would have been very early for the baby to come.
First night in the hospital.
Another day, still pregnant. Yeah, the magnesium was horrible if anyone's ever been on it. But it seemed to do the trick and bring my blood pressure down to a safe enough level that after a day of watching it lower, they actually let me leave. We're free for 3 more. And we were 2 weeks out from Christmas, and I just really wanted to make it through Christmas and not be in the hospital and not have the baby that early. Luckily, we got to spend Christmas with the whole family, which was a huge relief.
We really enjoyed Christmas. As always, we took a trip to Grafton. Had a little bit of an episode on the way home, which I think we may have some footage of.
Go get me the paper towel, Mike. I threw up because I tried to take a pill without water. And it's all over. Just go get paper towel.
On it.
Oh my God.
Hey, Jamie, you have some puke on your butt.
Michael, we're not filming this.
Good times, good times. Let's get home.
It was a bit of a disaster. After Christmas, we were really just back home looking forward to, I guess, nesting.
Looks like a Pottery Barn exploded in our bedroom, but We're not fancy. We're not fancy enough for Pottery Barn.
Target.
This is Target. Put together 2 dressers, painted the shelf for the nursery, put all the books out, all the stuffed animals, and the lovely gifts that all of you have gotten us. We were ready.
So once I was diagnosed with preeclampsia, the decision was made that I would be induced at 37 weeks, which was January 30th. So that was now my new due date. New Year's Eve came and I had another appointment, this time with the high-risk doctor. We had a good scan and baby was looking great throughout the entire month. So it was really just my blood pressure. But the high-risk doctor consulted with my OBs and they decided that I was going to be admitted probably until the baby came, starting on New Year's Eve. Yeah, nowhere we'd rather be, well, kind of, but sitting here on New Year's, listening to the heartbeat and feeling baby move, I mean, can't really complain too much about it.
On the plus side, we did make it up until midnight.
Yes, and we had sparkling grape juice for me.
Right. Happy New Year. This is the New Year's Day special.
From the cafeteria. It actually looks pretty good, the best meal yet. So the next few days I was in the hospital and things were pretty stable until Friday, January 4th. At that point, my blood pressure started rising and just got so high that we could no longer stay pregnant. Throughout the day, I was just praying it would come down, but by the evening, it had been elevated for about 24 hours, and the doctor decided it was just time to induce.
Yep.
So we started the induction that night, trying to get me dilated with some medication, and we tried that for about 12 to 16 hours, and it wasn't working. So at that point, we did a Foley bulb, which helps dilate your cervix. That worked, which was lucky because if that didn't work, we were looking at a C-section. After that, they broke my water. We started an epidural and Pitocin, and then a few hours later, baby was here. Be more thrilled to finally introduce you to Elliot J. Haynes. That began a long journey of NICU days for about 26 days straight. He was in the NICU and we went every single day. He got to wear the cool UV light and he looked like a little glowworm. He had great care in the NICU. The nurses and doctors were amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we can't thank them enough. They gave us like one-on-one parenting lessons for how to change a diaper, how to do a bottle, since we haven't been around a ton of babies. So after 26 days, he was finally released. So we brought him home and snuggled, and now we've been home for about a week, and he just turned 1 month, and you know, it's been a little rough with the sleep.
These are the kind of sounds that keep us up at night.
But we honestly couldn't be happier to have our baby finally home with us. Our story is a long one, you know, with how it started and then the preeclampsia, the early delivery, the NICU, but every roadblock and every challenge has been so worth it. And
we're so excited. The story does not end here. We cannot be more excited to share everything with him.
And you guys will keep everyone posted, and thanks for all the love, the amount of messages and gifts and texts and calls we've gotten. So until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for following our journey, and for all the support.
Practicing my swaddling skills on someone who doesn't squirm around. How you doing, Teddy?